Well, I hope you don't mind me swing along here, but Steven once again. And I want to try something a little different this time. Get this video a bit more motion, as it were. No particular reason, of course, but there are a couple of things that I did want to talk about in today's video. So before we get started on those topics, don't forget to like this video, comment down below, subscribe to my channel for more contents like this. Hit smash or whatever you want to do. I do appreciate every single one of you. I just want you to know that. So first things first. So far we're 2 weeks into Amazon Prime's exclusive coverage for the Cup Series, and so far I'm rather impressed. Especially since for the last portion of the race it's commercial free. And I get it that network television and to extent cable television can't exactly do that per se, but despite that, I do like the broadcast so far and am very impressed with it. Now, I'm not ready to say they should take over the entire season, mind you, or anything like that, but if this 5-race stretch works out, don't be surprised that in 2032 they'll add more races to the coverage. And hey, if the coverage is as good as we're seeing so far, I hope they do get more races. Because, like it or not, folks, streaming is the future because of content. Whether it's here, Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, so forth. And I get that not everyone can afford Prime and whatnot, or want to get Prime, and I get that. But let me ask you this. Do you honestly think that your favorite sports league should cater only to you and your demographic exclusively, and not try to break in a younger audience? To those who do complain, mind you. All that being said, I get low-income people and the other can't afford Prime. And even though there is a 30-day trial for it, for those who are eligible to get it, still, the problem is that they just don't want Prime because it's different. They want it to be exclusive to one network, and said network is the network that they have, whether it's NBC or Fox. Because some markets don't carry the CW, they want to complain about that too. And I do sympathize with you when it comes to the budget side of things, and I get that. But at the same time, you knew for months that this was coming, and you chose not to do anything about it, but complain. So that's on you in that regard. Now, obviously, no coverage is perfect, and Prime isn't perfect, and whatnot. But I will say this: compared to the majority of the Fox coverage so far this season, they have stepped up. It has been improving. Now, whether or not that consistency continues for Michigan, Mexico, and Pocono, we'll have to wait and see on that. Then, of course, we got TNT's 5-race run before we go back to USA and NBC to wrap up their portion of the season. And that reminds me, at noon Saturday, the truck race at Michigan will be on Fox. So for those of you who want to see a NASCAR race on over-the-air TV, there's your chance. Because otherwise, you're going to have Lime Rock left, and that'll be it until Daytona for us over-the-air NASCAR races. That's not for the Xfinity Series. So just keep that in mind. Sure, I wish Prime can simulcast the 5 races on the CW or another station, at least in the local markets. But I guess I do see why they choose not to. And here's the thing. Would you rather NASCAR ignore streaming altogether? Ignore social media altogether? And like I said before, cater to the older audience? Or would you rather have them try something different to attract a younger audience, to try to keep the sport fresh and alive? Just ask yourself that question before you complain again. Because overall, it may not seem like it, but in the end, this could be good for the sport in the long run. At least for me, it is. I don't know about you and the people who do complain about all this. So now for my other story. Let's turn the clock back to 1994. At that time, there was a big deal when it comes to CBS, since they recently lost the NFC package of the NFL to Fox. And those longtime CBS affiliates decided to switch over to Fox, including the Atlanta CBS station at the time, WAGA-TV, which eventually became a Fox-owned and operated station. Now, there was a news report 31 years ago by it and the NBC station in Atlanta, 11 Alive, saying that Channel 69 would be getting CBS programming. Although eventually that wasn't true at the time, that would be at the time the independent station WGNX ended up getting the CBS programming in Atlanta. Well, fast forward 31 years later, and the report finally became true, as it turns out. Gray Media, the parent company that owns Channel 46, chose not to renew the CBS affiliate in Atlanta, but rather return to an independent station, meaning that 69 will be a CBS owned and operated station in Atlanta beginning in August, the 15th, I believe. And even though I no longer live in Atlanta, for obvious reasons, I never thought this would happen. I thought that, Gray would keep CBS for as long as they own the network. But it doesn't mean that the news reports on 46 is going away, because they're going to expand the news coverage from what I've read. And apparently 69 is going to launch their newscast at some point as well. Mostly online, apparently. But I will say this, considering that it wasn't the first time that the two stations traded affiliates, since 17 was independent before getting the CW affiliate, and 69 became independent after losing the CW. I guess in the end of the day, it kind of makes sense for the two of them to switch affiliates once again, only this time with the other channel. Now, whether or not Louisville is going to get a owned and operated station in the near future is hard to say. And funny thing, regarding Gray, they happen to own the NBC station up here as well. But of course, we have to wait and see on that when it comes to the affiliation switch here in Louisville. But since Atlanta was my hometown for decades, I did want to bring that up right quick to the folks down there. To give my thoughts on the matter. Because, like I said, I didn't expect this to happen. I wasn't surprised. But I do wish 69 the best. And hopefully, lots of luck when it comes to CBS programming down there. Because now they're going to be the new home for March Madness, the Masters, and the Big Ten. Although it does raise an interesting question regarding the CW's coverage in Atlanta in regards to, say, when other programming. Will they just move the NASCAR coverage to 46 at times going forward, or will it still be Peachtree Sports Network? We'll just wait and see in August how that side of the coin will play out in Atlanta. But that will do it for this video, folks. I will plan to do more retro content as soon as possible. But in the meantime, enjoy this and my public domain shorts as well. Speaking of which, I hope you enjoy those public domain shorts, because I do want to share my love of animation with all of you, and share my love of racing with all of you as well in some capacity. Now, as soon as things to calm down in my life and whatnot, I will go back to doing at least weekly race reviews and whatnot. I haven't given up on that yet, but just that right now things are busy in my life. I haven't got a chance to do that yet. But rest assured, I will chime in with a racing comment or two every once in a while, at the very least. Mostly with the broadcast side of things, but still. There are plenty of other YouTubers for NASCAR content for daily updates regarding that. I may consider doing stories about NASCAR teams and whatnot. If you'd be interested in that idea, let me know as well. Same with retail stores and whatnot. Or fast food places. If you're interested in the stories behind those places or animation studios, let me know. I'm willing to experiment with this channel as well to see what works and what doesn't work. Anyway, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see all of you next time. Bye for now.